I cannot believe that it has almost been a year since I last made one of these videos because I really enjoyed it. I just keep like sitting back and I'm like, okay, maybe I'll upload it soon, but then the soon never comes. Now, I'm getting back on the grind, guys. Today, we are going to be taking a look at the nostalgic loading screens today of Chapter 1, Season 7. We already went through the other seasons and they are phenomenal. We're going to be taking a look at the artwork that I love, the storyline through them. We're just going to take a look back on what the loading screens were like in Chapter 1, Season 7. We're going to get through all of those in just a second. Before we do though, I do want to say hello everybody and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Kyle. I am your guy with too many YouTube channels. Let's get started with obviously the first loading screen of the season, that being just the arrival of the X4 Stormwing. Now, because this new lobby is so fantastic and I love it so much that I can't even zoom in to see what these pictures are, but from the looks of them and me going a little bit closer to my screen over here, it appears to be just POVs of flying the plane, kind of teasing possibly Air Royale. I don't know, but regardless, it's of course in Frosty Flights. I like that you have the blueprints there. Very, very interesting loading screen, but let's move on to the next one. So Wide Awake is another loading screen just teasing a Battle Pass skin. There's no pick-me-up quite like a Brisk Mountain Air part of the Snowfall set. Now, this is pretty much just introducing the skin, introducing the new snow biome. Chapter 1 Season 7 had such a fantastic start to it, but now we get into the storyline. And this is what I love to see because we have the story of the Ice King, an unexpected awakening. Why am I awake? The ice was never supposed to thaw. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? The Ice King, why am I awake? The ice was never supposed to thaw. So, of course, if you remember, Chapter 1, Season 7 had Polar Peak, and the snow was melting, and all of a sudden, Polar Peak was there, and we had the Ice King being awoken. So, I actually didn't remember that first part, the description of this loading screen, but it's so cool. The Ice King was such a cool Tier 100 skin. The throne is there, and in the map, too, the ice did remain there next to the chair, or at least there was a little bit of snow on there. It wasn't that dramatic to it, but it was so cool. And back in the day, they still had those battle stars there, which I really, really miss. But then we move into the next loading screen, that being Unchained, because if you would remember, you had the prisoner, or at least in Polar Peak, as the snow continued to melt, we all remembered, and we all were talking about there was some sort of prisoner, because you could see those chains, and of course, not the Fire King escaping, but there was that opening, and the chains broken. Again, the ice is beginning to thaw. It was so cool, because we all had to assume who was in there, why was he in there, and we had so much to talk about, and literally, we did end up finding out that this is the Fire King. Moving on to the next loading screen, the Fire King's true form, the prisoner's true form. Ignite the fire inside, and this is where the storyline kind of continued, and everybody was talking about the Ice King versus the Fire King. Everybody had their own ideas for the lore. We were actually speculating back in the day if a volcano was going to come, and it did come, so we were correct about that. It was just a really, really fun time in Fortnite. I really loved it. Plus, we had to do challenges to get this, and your skin actually changed in the middle of the game. I remember going around this campfire, which was just a super, super cool time. But now, not so storyline heavy. We have the Tender Defender skin. I loved when the skin came out. To be honest with you, I don't use it anymore, but I bought it instantly because the glider was very funny to me. There's nothing special about this one. But then we move on to Tea Time, and we have is it Abomination? That's not the skin, is it? That's not what the skin is called. I don't recall what the skin is called, but of course, it's teasing that little hideout cave thing that was in Chapter 1, and it was a really, really low-key, cute little spot. Has the back bling for the Snowfall skin too, the penguin from his glider, and this is just a very nice, wholesome loading screen. I really appreciate the artwork in these types of things, guys. I really like looking at them. But then, two more skins, Support Squadron, showcase art for the Support Squadron set. Nothing special about that. Well, that must have been the Battle Pass, or did I get it for a challenge or something? I don't really recall if this one was in the Battle Pass, but it doesn't matter. Let's continue on to, again, Summon the Storm. This one is beautiful, in my opinion. The Ice King saying, I must restore order. This was the event. The Ice King, we were waiting for it for so long, the event to happen, and it brought back one of the greatest Winterfest of all time. The husks were there. I loved it, and you can see the event actually taking place. I don't recall if this actually happened, or if we had this loading screen revealed to us during the event or around the event, or if it was always in the Battle Pass. I don't remember. Regardless, man, it's beautiful. I love the idea of the fog slowly turning the whole map white, and I remember logging on to Fortnite that day, man. It was a beautiful, beautiful time. But then we also have the Skull Squad, which is pretty much just a fun loading screen, which is there's nothing to talk about for this one. Then we have Sergeant Winter, another concept art showcase for Sergeant Winter, and I like these ones. They're nice loading screens to have. Nothing to talk about there too. And then we have, of course, the showcase art for season 7, the one we all saw booting up, and I remember seeing this and going, oh my god, am I going to get to play with a sword? And I loved talking about the idea of playing with a sword. I was like, guys, I'm going to use this so much, but then there was only one on the map, and little did I know, it was the most fun thing of all time. So we have the battle pass skins there. It's a great loading screen. Tees and Plain, Sergeant Winter there. It was really, really great. But let's continue on to the next loading screen, which showcases the prisoner actually sitting down by the campfire. This is before his true form, which is a little bit out of order, which sucks, but what can you do, right? Reinvigorated by the warmth of the flame, excuse me. It currently showcases the prisoner losing some more chains on him and turning into his true form. So it's a very nice way to tell the storyline there. Plus, to be honest with you, I think I've used this for a couple thumbnails. It's a beautiful piece for chapter 1. The campfire is lit. It's dark out. Chapter 1 clouds are there. It all looks very nice. But then we continue on to ready for takeoff. Fuel off before a long winter's night. And how funny is that we didn't know that the long winter's night was actually going to come, right? We didn't know that. We were just going to think about, oh, you know what? Season 7 snows on the map. Yeah, there you go. But fuel up for a long winter's flight. Or night, excuse me. It's so cool. It's so cool the way Epic Games does this stuff, man. I love it because then the Ice King came and did his thing, right? But let's continue on to order up. I'll make yours extra greasy. Greasy Grove was not there, unfortunately, but that skin was. But it had an alternate style. Maybe it's because it got frozen. I don't know. Then we have the new style for the gingerbread man, and I really like because you have the concept art for it, right? And they all kind of look similar with the papers on there and stuff, but I like that the gingerbread's being cooked in the fork and knife are kind of there too. I like that it's there and showcases the burnt style form. I think it's pretty cool. But let's continue on again to a festive firefight. I remember this one coming out as a really, really fun loading screen that we have here. Showcase art for the holiday period, and it just shows the little blinking lights on the bushes, which I really miss. Some of the new skins coming out, the snowball launcher and the Christmas trees all over the place. It was a beautiful time to play Fortnite, guys. But let's continue on. Feline by design. It's so satisfying to see a sketch become a reality. Now, this is the Link skin, and I remember when this came out, everybody was talking about, oh, does Lynx love Meowskulls? Do they have a relationship going on here? And to this day, I actually don't know if that's the case or if they just have like the owner cat type of love. I'm not caught up, to be honest with you, on that particular story. But it's a very, very nice loading screen. I like the pink from the computer kind of glaring off onto her. You have Lynx's helmet there, plus a couple drinks from Greasy Grove. I like it, man. I really like it. But then we have just another Dusty Depot. Well, I mean, like another random POI that doesn't really mean anything to the story. And just the way that these graphics kind of change, it's like it was drawn and it's hanging on a wall, which I think looks pretty nice there. And I like the little heart there. We all love Dusty Depot, right? I love Dusty Depot too. Such a nostalgic POI. But we also have the Dark Llama introducing the Dark Bombers shirt design. Nothing special about this one. It's honestly, I kind of like it, but there's nothing to talk about there. Then we have the Christmas ones. Crack Shot special showcase art from season 7, reflecting the trailer. Again, I love what they've done here. It's a picture on a table with the happy gingerbreads this time. All the Christmas stuff, candy canes. You have a hot chocolate, which is perfect with the Christmas mug. There was just so much love put into this loading screen, man. So much love. Continuing on, we just have Crack Shot. The house is on fire. Showcase art for Crack Shot. And to be honest with you, I'm not a big Nutcracker guy, but it's still a nice Christmas loading screen. We'd love to see it. I feel like it'd be better. I understand they can't do it. Well, they could do it after the whole map turned into snow, but have everything snowy. I think that would have fitted better. But let's go. We have Airtime, the introduction for the hoverboards in Happy Hamlet. Everything was new there. We have the snowboarding skin. Excuse me. I don't know why I said snowball. You can catch air. You can catch air off just about anything, which is true for the hoverboards. One of the greatest vehicles of all time, and I love what they did with the little hamster. We have your teasing the pets too. This is a very nice loading screen. Then we have arguably one of the greatest loading screens of all time, that being Lynx. And of course, I can't put it to full screen for you because of this wonderful locker UI, but this one's actually animated. I don't know why we don't get those anymore. It's a concept art for Lynx, but they made it so much cooler because you have the lines going through. It was all animated. You guys know how it is, and I can't even show it to you guys. But for those of you who've played in Season 7, you probably know what I'm talking about. It is a great way to do these concept arts and bring in a little bit more life to them, you know? But this is really fun. If I had to pick my favorite loading screen for this time around, It's tough. I would say it's between Summon the Storm. Summon the Storm. There's a lot of really good ones put in with a lot of love here. Summon the Storm and Respite. I like them both. No, I don't. Oh, this is tough because I love Tea Time too. No, I'm having a little bit of internal battle here. You know what I'm picking? You know what I'm picking, guys? I'm picking. Nope. Where is it? Where is it? The Crack Shot Special. The love that was put into around it. We have the ornaments, the hot chocolate. That's my favorite. There were so many good loading screens this time around, guys. I want to make this video again. So, guys, this will not be another year in the making. We have lots of seasons to go through, and I cannot wait to do it. And while the other chapters may have less loading screens for us to take a look at storyline related, I'm still here going to appreciate the artwork behind them, guys. Thank you so much for watching a video. If you are interested, I already did go through all of the loading screens for chapter 1 season 5. If you're interested, go check out the video on screen for you right now. Take care, guys.